Okay, we are now on the record and live for Wednesday afternoon's civil docket for February 23rd, 2022. And if you have a quick announcement, because Mr. McLaughlin, are you here on all the default judgments, or is Mr. Cabrera also here?
I'm here for roughly 46 of them.
Okay.
So I don't mind at all if you take care of everybody else first.
Okay, Mr. Ford, what case do you have, sir?
I believe it's number 42 on your docket, Judge. It's also a motion for default judgment, but it's Capital One Bank v. Noe Olivares.
Is that the only one you have?
That's the only one I have, yes.
Okay, CL 201343-I, Capital One Bank versus Noe Olivares. Is Noe Olivares present? Noe Olivares? Noe Olivares. Okay, let me just look it up. Okay, the court will take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file, specifically the order setting hearing on this default judgment that was sent to Mr. Olivares' last known address, and the exhibits that were also attached on the motion for a default judgment as well. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a debt claim case brought by original creditor Capital One Bank. We're seeking judgment today in the amount of $10,285.15 plus cost of court, with no attorney's fees and no post-judgment interest. And this is in connection with a Capital One Bank credit card account, which was opened in January of 2018 and charged off February of 2019, with a last payment date of January 9th, 2019 in the amount of $134. The defendant has not appeared today or at any other time during these proceedings and has not filed an answer. Therefore, we filed a motion for default judgment, which you took judicial notice of, wherein we proved up our case requesting for the amount pled for in our petition.
Okay, the court is granting your relief as requested and put on the record and as set forth in your final default judgment that was filed on January the 27th, 2021. I'm asking that one be the one that is forwarded to my queue for signature. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you may be excused.
Appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Likewise. Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah, good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here on a case of Bank of America versus Jorge Rodriguez. My understanding is that this is just a status hearing on.
Okay. Do you know what number?
Yeah, it's well, I don't know. I don't have the docket number. I have the CL-16-3804-1.
Okay, that's number 51 on the court's docket, Bank of America versus Jorge Rodriguez.
That is correct, Your Honor. But like I say, I believe the defendant's attorney filed a motion for to withdraw.
Okay, right now I don't have that set for withdrawal. Let me double check. No, the last thing that I have is a designation of an attorney in charge. And that's from the plaintiff.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so I do not have an order for Mr. Heston asking for him to withdraw. So do you know what the status is on this as far as the litigation is concerned?
Well, with respect to the litigation, we haven't been able to reach any agreement. So I guess we just set it for bench trial.
Okay, Ms. Rivera, what's the next date for a bench trial?
Your Honor, we do have March the 30th.
Okay, we'll do March 30th at 11 a.m. Please have them submit an order setting bench trial, and we'll put that date on there.
Very well, Your Honor. This is the only case that I have in this honorable court. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Cabrera?
Yes, Your Honor, I have two default judgments,
Go ahead.
the 49th on your docket and the 50th.
Okay, that is CL 21-2937-I Discover Bank versus Julian Ibarra, YBARRA. Julian Ibarra, are you present? Julian Ibarra, Julian Ibarra. Okay, the defendant's name being called out 3 times, no response, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This default judgment stems from a breach of contract suit filed August 23rd, 2021. The defendant was personally served August 26, 2021. We filed this motion for default judgment December 3rd, 2021. The last payment on the account was August 20th, 2020. Charge off date of February 28th, 2021. There's no answer on file. We're requesting a judgment of $8,906.46, 5% post-judgment interest, and court costs of $370.15.
Okay, the court takes judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file, specifically the service of return that was submitted on or e-filed on August 26, 2021. There being no answer on file and the required amount of time has already passed, the court is granting the plaintiff's relief as requested on the record and set forth in further detail in the order granting default judgment that was e-filed on December 3rd, 2021. That's the one that I'll ask for it to be forwarded to my queue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
I have the next one, the 50th, and that's it.
Okay. Number 50 on the court's docket, CL 21-2977-I Discover Bank versus Victoria Arredondo. Victoria Arredondo. Victoria Arredondo. Victoria Arredondo. Name being called out 3 times, no response, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This default judgment stems from a breach of contract suit filed August 24th, 2021. The defendant was personally served August 27th, 2021. We filed this motion for default judgment December 1st, 2021. The last payment on the account was July 19th, 2019. Charge off date of February 29th, 2020. There's no answer on file. We're requesting a judgment of $4,156.02, 5% post-judgment interest, and court costs of $370.15.
Okay, the court takes judicial notice of all the pleadings in the court's file and also takes notice that service was returned and properly served on the defendant and it was e-filed on August 31st, 2021. The court is granting the relief requested by the plaintiff and set forth in further detail on an order granting default judgment that was e-filed by the plaintiff on December 1st, 2021. And that's the one that I will ask for it to be forwarded to my queue and I'll sign off on it.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, I believe the rest are yours. Let me see if any of these defendants. Okay, iPhone 13, gentleman in the blue shirt. What is your name, sir?
Good afternoon, Judge. My name is Christopher Vargas.
Okay. Let me go ahead and see where you're at.
Number 32.
Thank you. Okay, CL 185021-I Cons Appliance versus Christopher Vargas.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, we're on number 32. Mr. McLaughlin, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I
Okay,
had it.
that's number 32, that's Cons Appliance versus Christopher Vargas.
Okay. So in this case, Your Honor, we believe that the defendant had opened up a, so Your Honor, the first thing I want to ask is because it's, we were planning for a default judgment, are we going to treat the appearance as a answer and then provide an opportunity for settlement, or should we just go forward with a judgment?
No, I will take this as an answer, provide Mr. Vargas an opportunity to try and settle the matter. So, Mr. Vargas, are you going to continue to represent yourself, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have something to write with?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, can you please provide Mr. Vargas with a phone number where he can contact you all for settlement?
Yes, 512-339.
Okay. All right.
4100.
410. Okay.
Okay,
Also, Your Honor, well, I'll contact them about my address and everything. I moved like 3 times within the past 4 years since I opened that account. So some of the correspondence that they were sending me, I was not receiving. I've been proactive since I did receive this this notice. I submitted a response to the court, I believe on the 7th of this month, and which is pretty much stating what I believe. But I did want to attend this hearing just to try to make arrangements, try to mediate this before we go to any trial, further waste the court's time.
okay, I do see that he filed an answer on February the 8th, 2022. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you an opportunity to talk with them. And in your answer, let me see.
Okay.
I do need your email address, sir, please.
Yes, ma'am. It's going to be my name, Christopher Lee Vargas @gmail.com.
Okay, we'll come back for a status hearing on April the 13th.
Okay.
At 9:30 a.m. If before then you all settle it and documents have been e-filed and it's not necessary for that hearing, then I'll sign off on it and you don't need to show up.
Okay.
Okay, then you are excused, Mr. Vargas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Fondon? Okay, can you unmute yourself?
Say again, Your Honor?
Okay, sir, do you know what number you are on the court docket?
Judge, I believe it's number
Um,
1.
Yes, it's number 41 on the court docket, CL 194848-I, Unifund CCR LLC versus Rafael Fondon, Fondon. Mr. McLaughlin, is that one of your cases?
yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Fondon, do you want an opportunity to discuss this with the plaintiff to see if you can come up with a settlement?
Dile que no sabe
Yes.
inglés. Dile que no sabe inglés.
Sí, pero es que no sé en inglés.
Okay, hold on. All right. Necesito que nomás usted esté hablando, okay? No puede estar nadie más hablando, okay? Ms. Castañeda, please ask him if he wants an opportunity to try to resolve this with the plaintiff.
Que si, Mr. Fondon, ¿quiere usted una oportunidad de resolver este caso con el señor, con el otro abogado?
Claro que sí.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, do you all have a phone number for Spanish speakers?
No, I'll have to get his phone number and locate a specific person, a Spanish speaker, to have him call.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda, please ask him for a phone number that they can contact him so they can put him in contact with a Spanish-speaking representative.
Señor Fondon, por favor, me da su número de teléfono, se lo van a pasar al abogado para que encuentren a alguien que hable español para que se comunique con usted.
Ok, mi número es 956-355-1167.
956-355-1167.
Can you
Sí,
please
got
ask him if he has an email address?
Señor Fondon, ¿tiene usted un correo electrónico?
Sí, es 10
Fondon.com. At gmail.com.
10fondon@gmail.com.
Sí.
10FON.
DON@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, let him know that somebody will contact him. His next setting is on April the 13th at 9:30.
Señor Fondón, ¿alguien se va a comunicar con usted? La próxima corte es el día 13 de abril a las 9:30 de la mañana.
Ok, una pregunta.
I have a question.
Sí, es que puedo poner tu número de teléfono como el de mi señora, es que a mi trabajo no me permiten traer el teléfono. Como para que ella, si contesta ella, me lo... Bueno, ¿puedo
Well,
dar
the
el número
number
de-
that he provided us, is that not a good number for them to contact him?
El número que usted dio no es un número bueno para que lo contacten.
No, es que en el trabajo no me permiten traer el teléfono.
It
Sí,
says at work they don't permit for me to have my phone.
Well, what phone number is there that they can contact him at?
de Rosa María Fondón.
No, it has to be with him unless it gets complicated as to whether the debt collector will talk to the spouse. So he's the debtor, so it needs to be communication with him.
Okay,
What
tiene que
times
ser
does he work?
comunicación con usted,
Apenas a las
Mr.
4.
Fondón.
No, otra
¿Cuál es su horario
pregunta.
de trabajo?
Salgo a de las 5 en adelante, ya estoy afuera del trabajo.
I'm out of work from 5 on.
Okay, we're trying to work with him. They have to be able to contact him within their working hours. I don't know, Mr. McLaughlin, what time do you all close up? At 5?
6 o'clock.
Okay. Ask him, the phone number that he gave us is good from what time to what time?
El número que usted dio está bueno de a qué horas a qué horas.
De las 4 en adelante, ya me sé que está muy bien.
After 4, it's good.
Okay, just so that you all make a notation, Mr. McLaughlin.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll note to call him between 4 and 6 p.m.
Thank you. Tell him that they're going to accommodate him to call between 4 and 6 p.m.
Lo van a acomodar, señor Fondón, de hablar de las 4, de 4 a 6.
Está muy bien.
That's fine.
Okay. Tell him we'll see him on April the 13th at 9:30.
Okay, lo vemos en la próxima cita que va a ser el día 13 de abril a las 9:30 de la mañana.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna call number 24 on the court's docket, CL 180260-I, Cons Appliance versus Javier Solis Jr. Mr. Solis, is that you that's present on my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. McLaughlin, is that one of yours?
Javier Solis?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Solis, are you wishing to try to enter into an agreement of settlement?
Well, Your Honor, I already did. 3 years ago in 2018, I sent the letter for giving them the amount that I could pay for the time. At the time I was working, and now I'm not. I'm in Germany. So there's no consensus of what I can agree to since I'm not working at the moment. And when I tried to make an agreement with them, they didn't reply for the last 3 years until they sent it to my mother-in-law's house. And I don't know how they got the house, that address. I have never used it as a backup. I just used it as a reference, and that was it.
Are you living in Germany because under military status?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in the military or is your spouse in the military?
My spouse, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. McLaughlin, how do you want to proceed?
I'd like to follow up with this case on April 13th.
Okay, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna set you for a status on April the 13th at 9:30 a.m., Mr. Solis. And I'm going to give you, do you have something to write with?
Yeah.
It's yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead and the number, Mr. McLaughlin, are you gonna, the same number, 512-339-4100?
Yes, Your Honor, on all of them.
Okay, so Mr. Solis, you can call at 512-339-4100. And what is your email address?
That's gonna be J Solis 122612 @gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll give you an opportunity to discuss that with them. If you have something that you sent and you have a copy, make sure that you have that copy so you can, they'll give you an email address where you can submit any documentation to.
Your Honor, I guess so. I called them on April 13th for
No, you're gonna receive a link like for this, for a Zoom
another.
for April 13th at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know what the time difference is in Germany, but
7 hours, Your Honor.
okay, sorry, you'll have to get up at
Also-
like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Your Honor, so I have to call.
Go ahead and call that number that I gave you, the 512 number.
So I get charged extra minutes for calling to the States, Your
I
Honor.
don't, do you have a I don't know what to tell you. Like, do you all have Mr. McLaughlin, do you have an email address instead?
I can give him my email address. It's Robert, ROBERT .McLaughlin, McLauchlan @gmail.com.
Okay, that's the best that I can do. And if you have any documentation for Mr. McLaughlin to review, I suggest that you please scan it and send it to them, okay?
Your Honor, also, sorry, I'm new to all this. I guess, how do they, is there a way they can show me everything that I owed or something? I don't know.
Yeah, you'll contact them and they'll send you all of that information.
All right, no problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Okay, iPhone Francisco, what is your name, sir? You're excused, Mr. Solis.
Judge, I believe he's number 3.
Okay. Francisco Morales? Francisco Morales? iPhone de Francisco, el señor con el color. Okay, ¿usted habla español o inglés?
Español.
Okay. Ms. Castañeda, ask him for his full name, please.
¿Qué es su nombre completo, señor?
Juan Francisco Reyes.
Francisco Reyes.
Okay,
Pero mi caso es como, mi primer nombre es Juan y luego Reyes.
But my first name is Juan Reyes.
so is he here on Crown Asset Management versus Juan Reyes?
¿Está usted aquí en el caso de Crown Asset Management contra Juan Reyes?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, that's number 5 on the court's docket, CL 171416-I. Mr. McLaughlin, is that your case?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay, Mr. Reyes is present. Ms. Castañeda, please ask him, is he looking to see if he can settle with the plaintiff?
Señor Reyes, ¿está usted buscando una manera de llegar a un arreglo con el otro abogado?
No, porque es algo que yo nunca pedí.
No, because it's something that I never asked for.
Okay, ask him if he's going to get an attorney.
¿Va usted a agarrar un abogado?
Pues quería información sobre eso porque es un caso que supuestamente es un préstamo de un carro que yo nunca he pedido. Están usando mi
Well, I
nombre.
wanted to get information because it's supposedly it's about a car that I've never asked for.
And he claims that they're using his name. Okay, then he either needs to get an attorney or he needs to do this on his own. But then, you know, he needs to be prepared for the next setting. Because if not, I'm sure Mr. McLaughlin's going to ask for a bench trial.
Ok, señor Reyes, ¿tiene que usted prepararse o va a agarrar un abogado o se va a representar usted solo? La próxima corte va a ser para un juicio.
Okay, so does he want time for me to allow him to do that?
¿Quiere usted tiempo para conseguir un abogado?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, tell him that that person has to be hired by April 13th at 9:30 a.m. because that's his next setting.
Ok, para la próxima fecha que es el día 13 de abril a las 9:30 de la mañana ya tiene que haber contratado abogado.
9:30 de la mañana.
Sí, abril 13.
Ok.
Ask him for his email address.
¿Qué es su correo electrónico?
Es Frank Reyes 898@gmail.com.
At Gmail?
Sí.
Okay. Frank Reyes 898 at gmail.com.
Okay, let him know that we'll see him then.
Ok, lo miramos en la próxima corte.
¿Va a ser también por vía Zoom?
Is it going to be via Zoom?
Yes.
Sí.
Ok. Muchas gracias.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Reyes, do you know what number you are on the court's docket?
31.
Thank you so much. That is CL 184636-I TD Bank versus Sylvia Reyes, SILVIA. And Mr. McLaughlin, is that one of yours?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay. Ms. Reyes, are you asking for an opportunity to discuss a possible settlement?
I have already settled.
Okay.
I already talked to them and I've been paying since 2019.
Okay, then let me go ahead and give you that phone number. Do you have something to write with?
Yes.
512-339-4100. And that way, if you've already settled, they can give the settlement documents. If not, your next status hearing is on 4/13 at 9:30. If it is settled and everything gets signed off, just make sure that you sign it and give it to them before that date. And what is your email address?
SIReyes73 at Gmail.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Reyes.
Thank you.
Okay. Miss Attorney Agbarakwe, I apologize
Yes,
if
Your
I
Honor,
did
it is
not
okay.
pronounce.
It's okay, no worries. Yes, Your Honor, I'm
Okay.
so sorry. I signed in a little late here.
Okay. What number?
I am here for CL 163804, Bank of America versus George Rodriguez.
Oh, there was okay, so Mr. Rodriguez, the attorney came on and he asked for a bench trial for March 30th at 11.
March
Do you want,
30th,
would you all be ready for a bench trial at that time?
Actually, I mean, that should be fine. We're in the middle of settlement negotiations. We
Okay.
have an offer submitted to opposing counsel already. I know that we had new counsel actually sub in for Bank of America, I believe, last week. So
Okay.
I'll reach out to Tyler over there and see what we can work out before the 30th.
Okay, and that's at 11 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, you're very welcome. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, Alma Sanchez. Alma Sanchez.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Sanchez, do you know what number? Oh, you're number 4 in the court's docket. CL 171415-I Jefferson Capital Systems versus Alma Sanchez. Mr. McLaughlin, is that one of yours?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay, Ms. Sanchez, are you asking for an opportunity to try to settle this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you can go ahead and call 512 339-4100.
Okay.
And what is your email address?
It is alma_sanchez09@yahoo.com.
Okay. All right, go ahead and give him a call and you'll return on April 13th at 9:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, I believe the rest, no one else is present, so we can go ahead and move forward with your other ones. Okay, let me call out CL, the rest are yours, correct? Mr.
Yes, Your
McLaughlin?
Honor, I believe so.
Okay, if I call out one that doesn't happen to be on your list, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right, that is CL 161457-I, Portfolio Recovery versus Ramona Ruiz. Ramona
That's
Ruiz.
mine.
Ramona Ruiz, okay, no response. Announcements?
Robert McLaughlin on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, the court will take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file, specifically that, well, okay, I just got kicked off of my Odyssey. It's not letting me, hold on. Okay, return of service was completed. And go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. McLaughlin.
In this case, we believe that the defendant had opened up a credit account on October 1st of 2004, making her last payment on March 11th of 2013. The account was closed and charged off with a balance of $875.24. We're seeking that amount in damages plus costs to the court, and would ask the court to take notice of the supporting documents in the court's record and issue judgment for the plaintiff.
Okay. Let me go ahead and I'm back in. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, so notice was sent out to Ms. Ruiz at her last known address, and the court is granting the relief as requested and put on the record and set forth on the final judgment, which was e-filed on February the 17th, 2022, and I'll ask for that to be forwarded to my queue. So that'll be granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, then on CL 170735-I, Jefferson Capital Systems versus Alma Perez, announcements.
Robert McLaughlin on behalf of Jefferson Capital.
Okay, Alma Perez, Alma D. Perez, Alma Perez. Okay, no response after the name has been called out 3 times. You may proceed.
In this case, we believe the defendant had opened up a Fingerhut credit account that they subsequently defaulted on, with the last payment being July of 2015. The account was closed and charged off with a balance of $674.23. We're seeking that amount in damages plus costs to the court, and would ask the court to take notice of and the supporting documents and issue judgment for the plaintiff.
Okay, the court is taking judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file, specifically that defendant was properly served on February 27th, 2017. More than the required amount of time has passed and no answer has been filed. Therefore, the court is granting the relief as requested by the plaintiff, and that is set forth in further detail in an order granting default judgment that was e-filed on January 30th, 2019. Okay. CL 171255-I, One Main Financial versus Francisco Morales. Announcements.
Robert McLaughlin on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, Francisco Morales. Francisco Morales, Francisco Morales. The name being called out 3 times, no response from the defendant. You may proceed.
In this case, Your Honor, we believe that the defendant had opened up an account with One Main Financial. They subsequently defaulted on with their last payment being April 26th of 2016, and it was closed and charged off with a balance of $8,124.83. We're seeking that amount in damages plus costs to the court, or to ask the court to take notice of supporting documents and issue judgment for the plaintiff.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff is hereby granted. The court is specifically taking notice that the service was e-filed back on November 13, 2017. And the relief as asked for and put on the record is hereby granted. And the order filed on January 17, 2020 will be the one that is forwarded to my queue. CL 171709-I, Crown Asset Management versus Janet Ruiz.
That is my case as well, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed.
In this case, Your
Announcement.
Honor, Robert McLaughlin on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, Janet Ruiz, Janet Ruiz, Janet Ruiz, the name being called out 3 times, no response. You may proceed, sir.
In this instance, we believe that the defendant had opened a credit account with Best Buy private label, subsequently defaulted on it. The amount charged off was $6,752.71. We're seeking that amount in damages plus costs to the court, and would ask the court to take notice of the business records, certificate of last known address, and non-military declaration, and issue judgment for the plaintiff.
Okay, judgment for the plaintiff is hereby granted. The court takes judicial notice of the documents in the court's file, specifically the return of service that was e-filed on May 3rd, 2017. And the relief is set forth in further detail in an order granting default judgment that was e-filed on August 14th, 2017, and that's the judgment that I will sign. CL 171841-I, Jefferson Capital Systems versus Jose A. Lopez. Announcements.
Robert McLaughlin on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, Jose A. Lopez, Jose A. Lopez, Jose A. Lopez. Okay, the defendant's name being called out 3 times and no response. You may proceed.
Yes, in this case, Your Honor, we believe that the defendant had opened up a credit account that they subsequently defaulted on. Sorry, I have my records in a different order. And the account was closed and charged off with a balance of $1,499.15. We're seeking that amount in damages plus costs to the court, and would ask the court to take notice of the business records, the non-military declaration, and certificate of last known address, and issue judgment for the plaintiff.
Okay, judgment for the plaintiff is hereby granted. The court take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file, specifically the return of service that was e-filed with the court. Go ahead. Okay, the return of service that was e-filed with the court on May 16th, 2017. The relief is granted and is set forth in further detail on the order granting default judgment that was e-filed on September 26, 2019. Okay, CO 172053-I, Discover Bank versus Maria Luisa Campos. Announcements.
Robert McLaughlin on behalf of Discover Bank.
Okay, Maria Luisa Campos, Maria Luisa Campos, Maria Luisa Campos. Defendant's name being called out 3 times and no response. You may proceed. Mr. McLaughlin?
Just a second, Your Honor. My computer crashed for a moment.
Oh, okay. Just let me know when you're ready. Let me take a quick break for about 2 minutes. We're off the record. Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did it come back up?
It's slowly coming back up. It hasn't opened the document that it needs to open yet.
Oh. Did you need to reset the rest of them or you want to give it a chance to?
I think it would be best to reset the rest of them, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'm having too many technical difficulties at the moment.
okay. We left off on number 8.
Yep.
And so if you want, just go ahead and file order resetting hearings on the remaining ones and we'll get them set for you on an afternoon like today.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're very welcome. Take care.
You have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, that concludes this afternoon's docket. Let me go ahead and